All right, guys, so today we're going to be taking a look at the M249 Mag Adapter for your M240 Bravos. Okay, so this is basically going to allow you to attach the wide assortment of M249 magazines directly to the bottom of your 240, ditching that weird side hanging mag that makes it super awkward and distributes the weight in a really awkward way. This is going to really streamline the platform and give you the option to really make this thing as compact as you want, only limited just to the size of the body of the gun itself. So all that this swap entails basically is removing this little plate down here on the bottom, and then just installing the new adapter on the bottom of the gun, and then making sure that you thread this piece onto whatever mag you are going to be slapping on this thing. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. First step in all of this, you're going to want to remove your grip module back here. So there's just a really big pin. Push that through the back of the gun like so. And then this just pulls right off the gun. It might be a little stiff depending on how new your 240 is. Set that off to the side. You're going to take your stock off next. Little tab down here on the bottom. Slide that back and up and off. Then you're going to have a really big Phillips head screw right here on the back of the gun. Make sure you take care of that. So once that is out of the way, there are these two flathead screws on the left side of the receiver. Take those two out as well, and then you're going to be able to slide off the bottom of the body of the gun. So again, depending on how new your 240 is going to depend on how easily this comes off. Sometimes you might need a little bit of persuasion to get it off of there. So once you got that off, you can put your 240, the rest of it, off to the side for now. You just need this bottom plate for the time being. So what you're going to need to do next is there are two little C-clips on this. You're just going to have to pop those off. Technically, you could probably get away with just popping this one off right here and then sliding everything off. But you're just going to need to get this bottom little ejection port out of the way. All right, now that you got that little C-clip off there, go ahead and slide that pin through and off. On yours, there should be a spring right here. We've taken this one apart already, so the springs, I didn't feel like putting it back on there. And then this plate just comes right off the bottom. Set all of that off to the side, and then you can go ahead and grab your 240 again. Go ahead, reinstall this bottom plate on the bottom. Make sure you got it going on the right way. Slide that back up into place like so. Reinstall all of your screws. All right, now that you got that plate back on the bottom, you can go ahead and install your mag adapter now. So very obviously labeled here which side needs to be facing the front. That's going to be very important because depending on which side this magazine slides in on the gun itself is going to depend on which side it's going to feed from. And there's only one side that this gun can feed from. So make sure you pay attention to when you put this on the gun. So yeah, arrow to the front like so. You're going to take this, all right? Make sure you have your screws and your T-nuts on there. They don't have to be tightened down super far. You want to make sure that there's a little bit of thread showing just so that you can kind of slide it in pretty easily. Then you're going to take the back side and kind of just slide it in, and it just drops right into the gun like that. And then you're going to take your really big Allen key right here. You're going to go ahead and tighten those screws down. Doesn't need to be super far, not super tight. You'll feel some resistance. Once you start feeling some resistance, that's when you know that they're snug. Move it around a little bit. Don't feel it going anywhere. You're all set. All right. And then once you have picked out your magazine of choice, it'll just slide right onto the side of the gun like so, like it was meant to be there. And then you're going to take the little feed block adapter. This is going to thread onto whatever bowden spring you have coming up out of your mag. It's going to sit and live right there to feed your gun. If you guys have any questions about this conversion, about any of the parts for the 240 or any other parts that we make, please let us know in the comments below. Shoot us an email, message on Facebook or Instagram. We try to pay attention to those as best as we can. Certain stuff does get buried, obviously. But yeah, please let us know if you guys have any questions, and I will see you guys next time.